see that that's the one thing that separates people. Even coaches need coach. You know?
Definitely.
So the accountability group is helping me being more accountable. And within that accountability group, they have this thing called the core 4. And what that is it's your mind, your health, your balance, and wealth. And within that, like for your mind, you write like things that you do that you put your time into to help the mind. Same with your balance. What are you doing that you're balancing? Are you talking? Are you spending time with your family, your loved ones, or this? Wealth or health. Obviously, what are you doing? Are you cooking? Are you going to work out? And then the wealth. So within that, because the time that you put into it gives you a percentage of how much time are you being intentional about yourself. And it already factors in. It factors in a 24-hour day, but it factors in an 8-hour sleep, and it factors in an 8-hour day. So realistically, as people, we have about like 60 free hours to like do things. So it gives you a percentage of how much you're being intentional about things. So to go back to what you're saying, as far as a routine, I am trying to create a better routine. I guess like seasons change, when seasons change, you got to make adjustments.
Exactly.
So right now I'm in the adjustment period. So right now I'm working at home. I'm in a training for a call center. So before I used to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go work out, come back home. I would meditate for 13 minutes, and within this 13, the reason why I say 13 minutes.
Shit.
No,
I can only do 5 right now.
But and meditation is a lot different for me. Before I used to think that meditation was not closing my mind, but closing my eyes and just like keeping it like no voice, is just being that like comfort zone.
In that zone.
But I do meditation a lot differently now. What I do is I try to talk to myself within that whole entire 13 minutes. And within talking to myself, I'm starting from the beginning. Like whatever day it is that day, what day it is, what time it is, what thank you, you're gonna, and if I can't like continue saying a new different thing, I'm gonna continue saying you're great, you're good, you're gonna make it. Believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. You're gonna do good. Because that's meditating that's my brain. My brain is just like, I'm not taking in a lot of strain. I'm taking a lot of good things. So my brain is like, it's still doing the same thing. It's just my way of meditating. I'm not saying my way is better than anybody, but I'm just saying that was my form to meditate, is to just get into my thoughts. But as far as like the routine, I would do a routine as far as working out, meditate. I would do yoga, and I would meal prep. And meal prep, I would already have like what I'm gonna have to cook. A lot of it is just ground turkey, rice, and vegetables. So it's not a lot of thinking. Simple. But as far as now, it's adjusting to just being at the house, doing a call center, and doing what I do. So my routine right now isn't completed yet because I'm still in that adjustment phase. But one thing that I would say, a few things that I would say that keeps me motivated and keeps me going is this. And the reason why I say this specifically, it's a Beats headphone, is I'm a firm believer, like we learn from 5 senses. Okay, so the one sense that I think that a lot of people don't take into account is our ears. So when every single day when we're walking, don't matter where we're going, like right now, like outside, we're outside. So even right now, subconsciously we hear the kids in the background. So in our subconscious mind, later on in that day, you're thinking some kid or whatever, your mind's gonna be floating that way. Versus when my headphone, literally these things don't really come off my ears. My gratitude videos,
I see that. You always got them on.
And the reason why specifically is because if I'm not interacting, I'm listening. I'm not just listening. I don't listen to rap music that much. I like it to bob my head. I like it to work out. But I'm listening to calm, like Beethoven, no words, no nothing. I'm in my head. I'm controlling, because mind you have 60,000 thoughts a day. We cannot control, and how we think is based off our emotions. We don't think because of our thoughts, of our emotions. How we're feeling is how, if we're feeling like shit, we're gonna think of a lot of shit. No matter what happens, it's like shit because we're feeling like shit. So I'm like, if I can control my feelings and I understand rap music, I can control my thoughts.
Damn, that's deep.
Rap music, or outside things that I can't control. I could be walking into to Starbucks, getting my coffee, and I see a fight. I see this. Not necessarily even see it. I hear it. Versus this, I could see it, but I'm like, oh, Eric Thomas is going on.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he's talking about relationships right now. You know? No.
Okay. I think it was on right now.
No.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So, I really focus on keeping these things in my ears. If I'm not listening to, I listen to a few things. If I'm not listening to like calm meditation music, I'm listening to Eric Thomas, of course, or I'm listening to audiobooks or a podcast. But I think this is really that keeps me in routine of keeping my balance, because as like I'll check myself. I'm like, oh man, you're listening to rap music. Okay, now it's time to listen to the audiobook. Is what really gets me, because I like to read, but audiobooks make me go through the books a lot quicker, because I'll actually have the book and the audio at the same time. So it helps me go through the book quicker. So it's just like I'll do 20-30 minutes. So once I'm done with that, it's just like, what's the next thing I'm gonna listen to?
Yeah.
So, and within that is every area in my life per se, I try to find that right piece. So if it's like working out, I'll listen to like C.T. Fletcher. If it's like getting it from the grind, I'll listen to Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
If it's like real estate, I'm gonna listen to Greg Cardone. If it's like stocks, I'm gonna listen to Kevin. I'm gonna listen to these. That was the one thing that was hurting me, because it's just like I was only listening to people just coming up, but I didn't want to give other people a chance on their side of the end. So I try to like even listen to that. Even Gary Vee. Whenever I have my fuck it phase, like I'm fuck this. Yeah. I want to listen to Gary Vee.
Yeah.
So those are the things that keep me motivated. And obviously we have our whys. My biggest why is my mom. But other than that, like rituals, I'll say that's my ritual, man.
Now, as far as strictly financial, two questions. Where do you let's say, of course, keep the grind going, stick with it. What type of, where do you see it at its best?
At its best, what I see is,
I mean, nothing always gonna be perfect, but once you get all right,
So what I see as best is, I'm going to form a. I hate to compare like that, but I'm gonna be my own version of it. But ultimately, how what Gary Vee ultimately created, the behind the scenes, he has his office or building, corporation, whatever, and he has a whole bunch of people doing the social media things behind it. I guess you could say I want to be the influencer, but at the same time, I'm gonna have my building having people working for me, not necessarily even working for me, but
with you,
exactly,
working with you.
So as far as that, I do see myself making the business as the marketing side of things, making that like an actual concrete thing. One of my goals is to have a business. I'm pretty sure there's business out there, but to have a business that primarily allows the employee to be on their phones to make money. A lot of jobs don't want you to be on your phone.
I like that.
But I mean, obviously,
I don't think it's any business. I don't know. Well, not that I know of. Even Gary, I would say Gary Vee's probably the closest thing to that, but I don't even think he's like that.
Not like seriously on your phone, but I'm talking about you're still doing social media.
Yeah.
But your concept, you're still on your phone.
Yeah.
So I want to create that on some type of level where that's where it is. You're in my office, you're on the Facebook team, you're on the Instagram team, you're on this team, and it's not just necessarily even the team for strictly financial, but when a company wants to come, they want to do their own thing, I can funnel these guys, these departments.
Yeah. Like a consultant, basically.
Exactly.
So for me, as far as having my own business, what I learned from it is basically like I've mentioned before, is empathy. And me having empathy helps me give the best customer service I'm able to. Alright. Whether I have a big facility or not, I still try to give the best customer service I'm able to. And I learned that just because through the business itself, just knowing just like you're a human being, those people are human beings also. They go through shit just like you go through shit. So be mindful. Yeah, you have a business to run, but also be mindful of connecting with people, because that's always first, to connect with people. Because if you don't connect with people, they won't believe in your dream, they don't believe in your vision. They just won't invest in you. So that's what my business has taught me as far as connecting with people and being patient. So for you, like, what has Strictly Financial has taught you, whether it be from the beginning, from like, from now, like, or what's the most valuable lesson that you grab for your own business?
So that's actually funny because this is the three things that Strictly Financial will cover in a group. So it's financial literacy, accountability, and networking. So these are the three things that in a group some whole. Like, I know I talk about financial literacy, I'm talking about social media marketing, just like what you said.
Yeah.
I want to be able to provide value in other levels. I just don't want to be everyone think that I'm that fine. I don't want to be a Dave Ramsey. I want to be amongst him, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that was that financial planner. I want to bring more value to the table. So as far as what my business has taught me, it's exactly these line of three things, and I say in that order: financial literacy, accountability, and networking.
All right, real quick, sorry. I just want you to really, elaborate on that. As far as financial literacy, attack that one first.
So financial literacy.
What does it mean to you? Like,
what and what it means to me is so broad. Like, I mean, like thinking about not necessarily just I'm gonna say the dollar because that's everybody's state, but I'm talking about anything that has to do with finance, whatever your finances situation could be. So I'm just gonna throw out some basic examples. So what Strictly Financial means to me is strictly being financial, and that doesn't mean being wealthy or having a lot of money. Understanding the dollar, understanding how the dollar moves, understanding investments, understanding that okay, I know this is how much money I make when I'm going to make a decision to purchase something, whether it be a loan or just always thinking about it, just being strictly financial, just thinking. If you say to me, when I say strictly financial in my head, I'm like, oh, do I really want to buy that candy bar? I buy that candy bar, I probably do that, 50 times in a year. That's $50 I could have saved myself.
Okay, I get it. So you're basically breaking it down. It's kind of like a cause and effect, like want or need type thing.
And it goes to even deep for me because Strictly Financial, I don't want it to be just about money. It's an ultimate thing of wealth. When you think about wealth now, wealth isn't money. Wealth is your health, is your mind, and is your relationship, and is your money. And guess what still plays in the factor of that is your money. It still plays. Are you willing to pay that money? Are you willing to be strictly financial for your health? Are you still going to be strictly financial to pay for your mind? That you might need to go talk to somebody. Are you going to be strictly financial to be about that?
That's funny because I was thinking about the thing. I forget who I was talking to, but that person was basically saying, we were talking about bills. All right, just the regular bills, phone bill, this and that. And then it was like, yo, you have bills, you pay bills every moment of the day. You buy a banana, you paying a bill. You're making a purchase for something in return.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything you do is like a bill.
Right.
You buying food, that's a bill. Everything's a bill. So because I feel like a lot of people do get so overwhelmed about the whole bills thing. Like, yo, you've been paying bills your whole life.
Right.
A little kid spends allowance money on a toy. That's the bill he's spending because he's spending to receive that. You know what I'm saying? So it's always basically my thing from what I get from it is just being aware that you have to give in order to receive. So let's say you have $20. You're like, dang, I want to go invest in this class, but it's $20. I'm hungry as hell. Do I really want to spend this $20 on this class? Yeah, you spend that money. You spend that $20 on the food. How long that food's gonna last? Like an hour, maybe. Depends on what food you get. If you get some BS like junk food, might last 30 minutes.
Right.
And then you're gonna be wanting more, but you broke. So it's like, or I could spend that money on this class that could bring me more income.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I get from it. And
it's funny you say that because what really made it a habit for me was I won't lie, I'm an impulse buyer. Like, I feel like I'm an impulse buyer and I'm an emotional buyer. Like, I feel like I have to make a purchase of over like $5 to feel good every single day. Like it's weird.
Yeah?
Like
That's weird.
I feel like I have to purchase something.
Yeah.
Like it's like an addiction. You know, once I do something, I get that high. I'm like,
Yeah.
So because I always have that feeling to go buy something, I told myself, okay, let me go buy books now, rather than like, cause that $5 purchase may be like some BS candy, but this book is gonna stay forever, and I still stay in my limits. And mind you, I said my limit is $5, but a book 6, 7, 8. I just left Barnes and Noble actually a couple hours ago, and I don't mind spending that extra couple dollars, $8, $9, $10, or up to $8, $9, $10 for that book, because there's a few books that I have in my library that I still haven't touched to this day. But guess what? I still have that book, and that's strictly financial because that's something long term. So I'm like, literally, when people like think about your money, not even necessarily think about your credit, and it's not even necessarily even think about your money, and like think about your money, what you're gonna do with it, but think about your situation and how your money can change it. Versus like if you have a car. If you have a car and you have a car note and you're making payments on it, and you have enough money to pay way more enough and still be comfortable, do it.
Do it.
You're paying less interest. You're gonna have more money in the long run. Like, do it. Be strictly financial.
Yo, that you see how that name smooth everything you say, bro? I like that, bro. I like that.
So that's the strictly financial part of it, and the second is the accountability. So the count, and for me, is like you honestly have not necessarily have to master the whole entire level, but you have to master strictly financial before you can get to accountability. If you can't get your finances right, how can you account to people? How can anyone count on you? If you're living with a roommate and he doesn't have his money right, how can you account from them? So people have to be some level on some level of a master on a finance level. So later on, your bank. You're overdraft. You don't pay them on time. Guess what? They can't count for you. They're gonna close your stuff when you try to open. Nah, we don't want to do. You're not accountable. So my first thing is you got to learn some type of method to be financial literate, and then next is the accountability. Because the accountability is gonna open up. Once you master these, where you need to master. You're gonna find if you master. Okay, I want to be more aware of my credit score. Now you're gonna start finding people who do credit. Once you find that, guess what? Guess what's the last piece? The networking. So now you network. We all know what networking does, and it's the 5 people rule. I know you, and you know 5 other people.
Yeah.
So, that's what my company. That's what these things that I provide in a sense. I can provide it in a wholesome. To depending on how I'm working upon that person, but right now one of my little goals or things that I'm doing right now is talking to schools, talking to like middle school kids, elementary school kids, and I'm just talking about financial literacy, and I'm not even blowing their mind, giving them some basic stuff, like do understand like how many pennies is there in a dollar, understanding that the multiplication of compound interest, giving them the example. If I give you $1 million right now, or I let you take the option of a penny doubling itself for the next 31 days, which one would you take?
Penny doubling itself.
And by the time you get to like 21, that thing's already like $2 million. Right. So it's just like getting them to break that down, because a lot of times people say, oh, I can't save, I can't do this, I can't do that, but I'm like, save on a small scale. Actually put a penny away. Do not necessarily even a penny, but do a penny, 2 penny, 3 penny, 4. When you actually by the end of the year you see, damn, these are just pennies. Imagine if they're dollar bills.
That's funny, because I remember I used to have a jar and I always put my quarters in, and one day I think I needed change or something, but I didn't want to spend a big bill. Right. Take the quarters to Walmart, put in that machine, came out $30. And I'm like, wow. I was just saving away. So, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense as far as that, man. Yes. Damn.
So yeah, I'm actually glad that you asked that, because there's a whole bigger scheme to my goals, my dreams, and what my company's gonna do. But a lot of people can't really wrap their head around it. Sometimes I do sometimes come at them with all things I do, and they're like, I don't get it. But it's just like at the end of the day, it's a marketing company, and I can market marketing is anything.
Yeah, and it's more, yeah.
So it's just like I market myself, so why not just put it under one business? It just so happened named to be Strictly Financial. It's just like I didn't put marketing when I labeled it. I just put it under a marketing company so the IRS knows what I do.
Yeah.
But as far as the actual name, like being the name, I didn't put marketing because I'd rather keep it Strictly Financial. So people will be like, what is that? Marketing 101. I just got you to ask me, to even open up to talk to me. Versus if I actually put it on a marketing,
You already know it's.
you already know. You're not gonna talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's a whole method behind it. I feel like it's not really purposeful for people to understand it now. I just know that I got to keep chipping away. When I'm a firm believer, when I'm 30, 32, I'm really gonna be registered. So.
Yeah, that's good. Good to know, man. So as far as any other thing, any specific things that you're working on as far as for the business, like what's a milestone that you want to get down, like even for this month, upcoming month?
So for this upcoming month, there's two things for the business. One, I owe $500 for my LLC actually. Guys, if you have a business, a lot of people want to get the LLCs and do all that. Please know the. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sneeze break.
Yeah, guys. Whenever this thing that we call like life, it's honestly a game and how I treat it sometimes. And when we're entering a new game, we gotta know the rules. And not necessarily you gotta know them, but there's some things you can get away with by just knowing the rules. And everybody wants to have an LLC, but there's an annual report that you have to pay for. I forgot, blew my mind, whatever. Because I didn't do my due diligence, now I owe $500 to file. If I don't file this before it's the third Friday of September, my company dissolves. So that's my number one goal this for that month, for September.
Could have been 1,000.
Could have been 1,000.
500.
But my next one is it's not for the next month, next year actually per se. It's gonna be a lead up. So far I said I talked to schools, and I want to talk to a lot more schools, specifically kids that live in low income areas. And I mean, I'm not being biased towards anybody. I'm more than welcome to everybody, but more specifically geared towards those kids, and use that as a as you can say, like a practice. So when I finally get to the main stage, which the main stage for me is Crystal McAuliffe, and the reason that is because that's the middle school I went to. So what I'm doing is I am going to practice with amongst other schools, and two, I'm collecting box tops. You remember the box tops were? The little things that you cut off like cereals or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm collecting box tops. I'm asking everybody to help me collect box tops. So by the time next year school starts around, hopefully we could donate anywhere from like $200 to $500.
I like that.
So that's what I'm working on. I really want to give back. That's one thing that I'm making more of a focus is always giving. And I feel like a lot of times that what hindered me and what hinders a lot of people is when we think about giving, we think about money.
Exactly. It's not always just about money.
It's not about money. Like, and you saw my car. I was looking back at my car today. I'm like, man, I have some stuff. I have some clothes in here that I don't even wear. I could just give it to somebody. Even if he throws it in front of my face, at least I did my due diligence.
Right. Exactly.
So it's just like I gotta give. That's what I'm saying. Like, be grateful for this, because if you can give it up and be happy, you're gonna get something 10 times better. Be able to love it. I mean, like, gratitude for it, that you can give it away. Like, oh, I'm happy that I even had it at one time. Some people didn't even get to even have this ever in their life. Be grateful that you can even have it for that moment. Be grateful that you had the money to even get a Ferrari for 4 hours or whatever the case. Just be happy because it can be gone.
Gratitude. Be appreciative of what you have.
Yes.
Give back to people, and people, please stop stopping your blessings. You gotta give in order to receive.
Yes.
Like you say, it don't even have to be about money. If you don't have money, Drop some knowledge, drop something, all right? Give. That's the only way you're gonna receive, all right? Don't stop the flow of your river, all right? Don't stop that flow of blessings coming your way. Always give back to people some way, somehow. And just try to make a difference, man. Just try to make a difference, all right?
Well, I got one last question.
Okay.
My last question, just to wrap this, was I was like, well, it goes like this. I was like, how can we do this more often? More pretty much, if we can. If that was something.
Bro, basically, I like this. I feel like we should definitely keep doing this. And next time we're gonna be even more organized with it, and have a better template to make it, people's attention span kind of short. So, and we're not trying to kill you guys, make you guys.
And just before to finish this, and this is what I want to show, and I hope out of everything that we talked about, I feel like this is the one thing that I hope you guys get is stop waiting for a perfect situation to start.
Start.
We didn't think about exactly pinpoint we're gonna do it here. We just said it, made it happen, and then at least from there, the next time we do this again, we have takeaways. Exactly. A lot of times because we don't have nothing to take away, and we're still taking away the fact that we didn't even start.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like it's nothing. I forget what I was doing, but when I first started, man, I always just think, all right, what's the perfect marketing? How do I market myself? How do I make people aware of who I am, this and that? But I'm like, why are you making this so complicated? Just take action. Be practical. Make a step. Listen, the baby don't ever start walking before he crawls, all right? So make a step. So what I did is I woke up one morning. I went in the computer lab. I made a post. Hey, my name is Bryan Jasmin, graduate from North Carolina Central University, so and so, blah, blah, blah. Made a post. Training session is $25. $25, y'all. It's a good price. You can't beat that. But anyways, $25 for a session. And bro, I just made stuff happen, man. Wherever I went, I used to carry the flyers with me, especially when I went to the doctor's office, because just so happened I was rehabbing right at that time. I'll post my stuff up in doctor's offices.
Right.
I'll do that, and it just like people just started gravitating towards it. They'll see it, like, oh man, I just came from an injury. I just came from rehab, and I saw your poster on the wall, this and that, and it's just about taking action. I don't care how small of an action it is, guys. For real, like, if you take anything away from this podcast and vlog, guys, just take action. Yeah. Take action, no matter how small it is. All right. If you take one step forward, even let's say you want to do something, say, all right, today I'm gonna do 5-minute reading, and God forbid you have a real short attention span, and you manage to do 2 minutes. 2 minutes, okay, good. That's 2 minutes. Tomorrow, okay, I know I'm not good at 5 minutes, so let me try to do it 2 minutes tomorrow. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Self-awareness, knowing what you're good at, knowing how to trick your own mind to get things that you want, and just be practical, man. Just be practical. That's all. Just take action. Forget all that talking. Anybody could talk. Shit, anybody could talk. Anybody could want to do this. Anybody could just talk, man. Just make action. Take action. I have short patience, and the thing I see too is like, the less I bullshit myself, the less I take bullshit from people. So, and I notice it, somehow, you know what? So yeah, just take action, all right? That's all.
Well, other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you, Bryan, for having me on your podcast.
And of course, my podcast stopped early, so I don't know at what point. I don't know what point was a stopping point for everybody. So if you are listening to the podcast, if it cuts off like just out of nowhere, all right, be alarmed. You've been alarmed, and yeah, you know why. Okay, so, but yeah, basically, thank you, man, for having me in your vlog, and I appreciate him coming to my podcast, guys. This is strictly financial and
AD
Fit, aerodynamic fitness. I got to start saying AD Fit. I always say the long word, but yeah, AD Fit. All right, it's your boy Bryan Jasmin and Shawn.
Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned.